What up there, people? It is. Y'all know where we at. I'm in my favorite spot again. Not only do I want to come back here because it's just fun as hell, but the last time we were out here, it was all dark and shit. Like, how do I explain this better? It wasn't dark. Like, obviously it wasn't nighttime. I would rather not be out in the mountains at night. But it was like 3-4 p.m. So the sun was not down, but it was way over there. So the lighting over here it wasn't that great. It was really dark and dull, I guess. Now that we're out here with much better lighting, sheesh, I actually haven't been back here since the Super Bowl. So it's been quite some time since I've been back here. And just overall, I haven't really been outside much in the last, week? Kind of just been in the house doing a lot of research because I'm planning a little something that I'm not sure if I want to talk about in this video. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll hold it. But just doing a lot of research for something, editing a lot of videos, and just staying in the house playing games. Kind of tired of the games I play. Ultra annoying. So it feels good to be outside again because, like I said, it's been quite some time since I've been outside. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, it feels really good to be back on my Sur Ron because I haven't been on any of my bikes in the last week or more. Woo! Yo, somebody fucked up the track. And whatever somebody was doing, there's rocks all right here. There's more shotgun shells here. Yeah, I think I'm the only one who off-roads out here. Seems like other people do more shooting than off-road. And if they do off-road, I honestly think they bring those ATV joints down here. I mean, I don't know if that would even be easy with this weird tight turn. But who knows? But we're back out here, and it feels great. And yes, I still am off-roading in eco mode. Now, one thing I do want to say, actually, just something else to talk about. I'm going to go ahead and do a voiceover for that, something I wanted to say, because I was doing a whole lot of stuttering and pausing. But anyways, that's something I wanted to say was, I definitely need to get out of here and do a little more off-roading, do some more off-roading videos. Because right when summer comes, not even summer, when it starts getting warmer, there's just a lot of dangerous creatures out here that I just don't feel like dealing with. And that story I was about to tell is, I was actually out here one time, off camera, and I'm riding around my little favorite area, I'm doing my thing, and the second exit that I like to go through, I could have swore I seen something in the bush. I was getting ready to leave, and I seen something in the bush, something flying around, looked big and black, but almost seemed like it was a wasp. Now, I need glasses. My vision isn't the clearest. I don't really walk around with glasses because I feel like I can still see good enough, but from distance, it's a bit blurry. So I couldn't tell what it was, but the way it was flying, how smooth it was flying, and how kind of long it looked, it reminded me that just recently I seen a very large black bug on the side of my house dead. For the longest, I thought that black bug was a very large black beetle. The odd thing about it is its legs, mainly its rear legs, were really long, and I kind of found that weird for a beetle to have much longer rear legs than the front, like really long. Until one day I realized and looked close. This is when I was working on my bobber. I went to look close at it. I'm like, that is not a beetle. That is a very large wasp. It was a big, big black wasp with kind of like dark orange wings. And I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute. Is that what I think it is? So I rewind back all the way back to 2017. We went to some little museum joint for my little sister, where you're just looking at a bunch of, obviously not real, a bunch of fake animals, kind of like statues and all that cool stuff. And one of them in one of the little rooms was a wasp, a very large wasp. Looks like it was following a tarantula, and the little sign said that this was called a tarantula hawk wasp. It's a very large black wasp with orange wings that hawk tarantulas. If I remember correctly, because obviously this is back in 2017, those wasps are very dangerous, but I could have swore they were also in the deep deserts of Arizona. I didn't think that they would be out here, so when I saw that, I started realizing, is that a tarantula hawk wasp? Those aren't out here like that. So I'm thinking maybe it's a paper wasp, but I don't think paper wasp quite look like that. There's black paper wasps, if I'm correct, but they don't quite look like that, and they're not that big. This wasp was pretty goddamn big, and that's when finally, time later, my brother saw it, and he's like, yep, that is definitely a tarantula hawk wasp. I'm like, wow. So he kind of fell and realized that I kind of am in the deep desert. I'm in Nevada, you know, Vegas, and Vegas is a city built in the desert. But here I am on the outskirts where I literally live next to the mountains. So I pretty much am in the deep desert. So it was like 61, 62 degrees that day when I was out there. It wasn't even that warm yet. It wasn't even warm at all. But those things are already flying around. So apparently these bugs do not like to hibernate. Not only the bugs, there's just other animals that you got to deal with being out here. Coyotes, mountain lions, snakes, shit. In the winter, not too long ago, my parents said, and my brother said they kept hearing, I think, mountain lions, a pack that sound like a pack of mountain lions, doing the howl shit right next to our backyard. So it wouldn't be the first time that these came out in the street. And I know some of you can be like, well, you know, you sounds like you're just over exaggerating a lot of stuff. You know, you think about it too much. And I can tell you that no, it more sounds like I'm not taking risks, especially risks that can take my life. So pretty much the point of me saying all this is because there's a few areas around here that have some nice fun trails that I want to explore and record. I pretty much want to hit y'all with a whole bunch of off-road videos, at least as much as I possibly can before the weather gets too warm. Because once the weather starts getting warmer, we start hitting them 65, 70, 72, 75 degree weather, 80. I ain't gonna be out here. I want to get back to riding on the streets because I got all different types of street riding videos I want to do. I'm not gonna say them right here. I want to be a little surprised. I want to just upload them and y'all be like, oh, this might be a nice little joint right here. But pretty much I'm trying to do some street riding. That'll be the best weather to do street riding anyway, so I won't be freezing cold at 40 to 50 degrees and I won't be burning hot in the summer. Not saying I'm not gonna upload in the summer, but it'll be a lot better in some cooler weather. So, but anyways, let's get back into the video. What the fuck is that? Speaking of bugs, I just saw some black flying around my face. That had to be a bee. That looked too small to be a wasp. But I still don't want to be close to that little shit. It was flying smooth though. I don't know if the camera will catch that. But some just flew right next to me, or no, more like in front of me. I think we might have to set up, y'all. Yeah, I'm definitely getting off the ground. Where should I set up? Sheesh. Hey. Yeah, see? I think I'm learning the ways of the jump. I think as you jump, I think one thing I wasn't doing is every time I would get to the jump, I noticed in like videos, when you get to the jump, people would like push the bike down. I wasn't quite doing that. I would more sit up to get ready to lift the bike up as I'm going up, which kind of worked, but it didn't give me the air that you would expect from these pretty large jumps you see. As you can tell there, that's why I feel like I'm getting stuff in my eyes. It's pretty windy out here, as y'all can see, so it's dust flying around. I should probably put my goggles on. I don't know why I took them off. I ain't got tinted goggles on. These are clear. As you can see, those jumps are a little high, but I barely get any air. Try to watch out for these flying critters, because I did see something not too long ago just fly past my face. Probably a bee. Didn't look big enough to be a wasp. But these bugs, they don't like to hibernate in Vegas anymore, I guess. Guess it's always warm enough for them to just do whatever. They used to hibernate until a few years back. The old house I used to live in before I moved here. Oh, look at all that dust. Old house I used to live in before we moved here. They used to be gone every time cold weather, winter came by. Now they're just out. Like, why don't these? Holy fuck! The wind throwing my gloves everywhere. It's like, why don't these bugs hibernate anymore? And my nose, fucking nose starting to run. Alright. Flip, bitch. All right. Now where should we sit this? Probably right at the jump. Especially now that I got a tripod. Fucking hell. Maybe right here. Stand this bitch up. Wait, the wind. Now the wind's good. What's this acting weird? Oh shit, ew. Fuck that. 8 doobies to the face. Alright, we're set up. Okay. Well, that's nice. Should have known that would happen. Alright, bam, there we go. That should be better. Alright, we're set up. Oh. Alright, the camera. Where am I going? Camera's set up. It's a little windy out here, so I hope it doesn't fall over. I tried to get a higher view and it fell over, so I just shortened it. But let's see how much air we're getting, because I feel like I'm getting a lot. Yeah, that felt good. I felt higher than what I usually get. It felt higher than anything I did in the last video I was out here. But once again, should I kick it up in sport mode? Because I'm going pretty damn ham in eco. I might just, and I say that just a little bit, I might finally be soon stepping up to sport mode when it comes to off-roading. I think the last time I was out here, once again off camera, I think it was off camera, I was trying to, actually no, a few times on camera. I was out here and off-roading, and for some reason eco mode was just feeling slow. Like usually eco mode's top speed would feel pretty exciting while off-roading. Started feeling too slow. Now right now it still feels pretty exciting because all these twists and turns. The back lifted them up more than the front. That scared the shit out of me. That felt dangerous. I think it's only exciting right now because all these twists and turns that I'm taking on this track. Yo, that cloud just darkened the fuck out the mountains back there, and I didn't expect it to look like that. That was weird. Woo! Look how it looks back there. For some reason, it reminded me of like this is like a whole game base, and then when you start to use cheat codes and you fly off the map, and everything behind the game is black. That shit used to be funny to me. My older sister used to be scared of that shit, and we would troll her with it. But the cloud made it look ultra dark back there, so it almost looked like that in real life. And that, for some reason, really caught me off guard. Alright, for the video, this could be dangerous, but we're in sport mode now. I just kicked it up to sport mode. Gonna get some speed on this jump. Felt about the same air, maybe a little lower. I'm still being careful in this throttle in sport mode. So, I probably could have gone faster, but I just didn't. I went to burn out. Shit, it's about to get dark as hell over here. Because the way that, whatever these clouds are covering up. Yeah, we good. Thought I was gonna mess up the lighting. Woo! I so gotta get used to this. We just slipped out. Yo, no, that was some nice air. I couldn't tell if I got air at first because this time around I really didn't lift myself up. So it didn't feel like I was off the ground until I actually, what the hell just hit me? Something just hit the shit on my foot. Whatever I just ran over. God damn, that plane loud as hell. Yeah, see, my timing's a little bad, but I'm trying to push the bike down right before we hit the stunt so the suspension can spongy and spring me up in the air. Hey, guess they're saving the light for me. It's about to get weirdly dark. This looks weird. Oh! No, I gotta do that one more time. I could've did that so much better. What is hitting me? And then these rocks are popping up from these tires. Shit hurt. What the hell was that? That was lame. One more camera shot. I don't know what happened with that last jump. That felt tiny. That jump felt awful. That was not a real jump. That was better. At least that felt better. Alright, back in eco. Alright, we're sitting at 55 battery power. You know what? I'm gonna do this loop like 2-3 times, probably 3 times. Whew, had a little bit of slippage. No weight to the rear tire, went to slip off a little bit. My bike wasn't fully charged when we came out here. It was only at 87%, which you actually, you know what? I haven't looked at my battery power once. What are we sitting at right now? 62? Okay. Not bad. And now I think about it, we've been doing majority of driving, and besides getting here, majority of my driving has been, majority of my driving has been eco, since the ride here was sport mode, but it was a short ride here. Sheesh. Oh, my front wheel just lifted so high. I full throttled that shit. I said 3 more times, and I think I just did this like 5 times. This might be the 6th time. See that? Once again, man, freaking loving this thumb throttle. Whenever I want to let off the gas, because I think my wheel, and this is why I didn't like the twist throttle, this is what I was scared of. I think my front went to lift up very high because I was still on the throttle. So because the rear wheel wasn't off the ground yet, it was still pushing. And that caused, where am I going? Because of that, it seemed like it caused the wheel to want to flip backwards a little bit, because I was still on the throttle. But luckily, with the speed I was getting, I was able to get the wheel off the ground, the rear wheel off the ground fast enough so it wouldn't fully do that. That's why I don't like twist throttles, because see, I can let off the grip on this thumb throttle and stop that from happening while still heavily gripping my handlebars. With twist throttle, I can't do that with the twist throttle. The twist throttle, I'm still gripping the throttle while probably having it wide open. Oh my god, I kind of went in the air at an angle, so I thought when I was going to land, I would lose grip and fall straight to my side. I still absolutely have no dirt biking gear, so my elbows and shit will feel all that pain if I were to land like that. Everything will feel the pain, every little last pain of these rocks. These 2 jackets I got under here will not help me. Woo, big rocks. See that? I'm just full throttling it right now. Before I couldn't do this. So it's like, am I ready for sport mode? We just knocked it off the sport mode. Switching trails for some reason. We're switching back. Woo, that burnout power. Sheesh. And it's weird because Just not too long ago, it was not comfortable to do that shit. And now here we are.